No more black tears, man. We out of traffic. We at the next light. You know what I'm saying? Mr. DJ Rose's in the building, man. Episode 101. We motivating the thugs tonight. Vertizi, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you had a good Christmas.
Juice man, how you doing?
What it do? What it do? Happy holidays.
Caesar C's, what's going on?
It was good, people. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, man.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. You know what I'm saying? It all happened in a week.
So this week in sports, we had Ricky Henderson die at the end of last week. He was a 10-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, won the AL MVP, was a Gold Glove winner, 3-time Slug winner. He's best known for stealing bases, 12-time stolen base leader. He has the record for 1,406 career stolen bases, 2,295 career runs, and he has a record for 130 stolen bases in a single season. He was inducted in the 2009 MLB Hall of Fame. As somebody that has heard, Ricky Henderson's name a lot, he's mostly synonymous for basically stealing bases, being the greatest base runner or stealer ever. I just love hearing interviews about him. Like the two interviews I heard was one, he called up somebody who he got hurt one season. It was the only time in the 80s he didn't lead the league in stolen bases because he got hurt. And somebody basically had the lead with 60. And he called them. He said, hey, this Ricky here, because apparently he always talked in the third person. He said, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ricky would have had 60 stolen bases halfway through the season, and he just hung up. And then the second funny story I heard, it was another baseball player, multi-time All-Star, who said during the preseason with spring training, Ricky was basically on first, and he said, Ricky want to go. Ricky want to go. And, apparently in baseball, they have base running coaches that tell you when to stay, when to go. So he kept being signal, hey, man, don't go, you're not going to run. And the dude said, Ricky, you should just go. And he said, yeah, Ricky gone, Ricky gone. And the next thing you know, the pitch was thrown. Ricky basically got the second. He was called safe. And he said, I told you, Ricky gone. Like, we don't have characters like that in sports anymore, man. So
Deion Sanders. Man, Ricky Henderson, he's one of my favorite players along with Darryl Strawberry. I like Darryl Strawberry. They were in the same time. Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, all of them. He passed away. What did he pass away from?
I think just old age. I think like maybe a heart condition or something. I don't remember the details of his passing.
Oh man, yeah. I never met him. I just remember watching him on TV. He was fun to watch. He'd be missed.
Didn't he just do a game or something where they honored him or something like just recently, or his daughter?
They talked about, I think, the Negro League or whatever, and he was one of the people that was talking at it,
And I want to say his daughter was at the one of the events or something recently. But you talking about a player that he was. We got another player. He was supposed to play football. His mom saw him get hurt like one time. She told him nah, so he switched sports, man. Played around California, the Bay Area. Great player. Shit, some people were saying like top 3 players overall for everything. Because like not only could he steal bases, he could hit too. But I mean, he was like around the league heavyweight, man, heavyweight. A lot of people talk about him, especially if you go back. He was doing shit at 35, 20, these aces, supposedly aces, weren't even able to do. He was doing that shit at 35. So, I mean, that's a testament.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ricky Henderson. You know what I'm saying? His life went by pretty quick, just like he stole all those bases. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the best baseball players to ever do it. To step on that field to grace the diamond. So, yeah, man, shout out to him and his family.
Moving on to someone else who was very quick with his feet, Desean Jackson. For those who got to see Desean Jackson's career, the best way I can explain to you, he probably, besides Randy Moss, might have been the greatest deep threat to ever step on the football field. The stuff he was able to do was amazing. He recently has agreed to become the head coach of Delaware State, HBCU. I think I said this last week, man. Deion started something, y'all. A lot of these former players, while they're still young, aren't trying to do the NFL grind. Like back in the day, a lot of former NFL players would do what Jerome Mayo has done. They become a linebacker coach or a running back coach on an NFL staff and just try to work their way up through the ranks, even though the NFL is pretty much a racist system when it comes to hiring black head coaches. A lot of these players are saying, you know what, man, I'll go back to the college ranks and I'll give to these kids. And this is like the third, former, NFL great that has basically said, hey, man, I'm gonna go to an HBCU. I ain't worried about going to a Power 5 school. I'll go to HBCU. So, shout out for him for doing that, man. Hopefully they can learn something from Desean Jackson, man, because he was a great deep threat. He had some of the best plays in NFL history, man. So shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I hope he does a good job. And I hope that he teaches them something and they learn from his mistakes, because he had some mistakes, and some of his later podcasts he was acting a donkey too. So hopefully he's learned from his mistakes too, and learns how to talk to people and be able to raise these young men to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see, man. Anything for the HBCUs. Let's start getting these alumni to actually start funding stuff, And let's get some NFL money, college money, some of that big college money actually in there. But, shout out to Delaware State. Shout out to Desean Jackson for all that.
So, staying in the college ranks, we have a whole bunch we have bowl season in full effect. We're in the second round of the college football playoffs. Is there a game or two that you want to talk about that you're looking forward to?
Somebody else can go first.
So for me, I'm looking forward to that Colorado versus Penn State game, because this is going to be the last time.
BYU.
My bad. Colorado versus BYU game, because this is going to be the last time we get to see, Shador and Travis Hunter play together. I doubt they're going to play in the NFL together. They've been able to make some magic and some beautiful music at Jackson State, and then going to Colorado together. BYU is a good school. They're ranked number 17. What Deion has done there has been phenomenal, man. So it'll be interesting to see what Shador does this last game, what Travis done, and if this helps their draft stock, because, Shador's in talk of being the number one pick, and Travis Hunter is in talk of being the first non-quarterback taken. So this game can go a long way to basically solidifying their spots. And then Penn State versus Boise State, to me, is a game that I'm looking forward to. Just because, to me, the fact that Boise State's in this situation, I think it's phenomenal. Penn State had a dominant win last week, so it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. If Boise State wins, to me, that's just a feather in their cap, because no one expected this. And in Penn State, this is a game that's supposed to win. And, James Franklin has basically fallen short in doing what he's supposed to do in terms of getting to the college football playoffs when it was a 14 format and competing for a national title. So he win this game, he's one step closer to that. Also, I think Ashton Genty only needs maybe 200-something yards, or maybe like 170-something yards, to break Barry Sanders' all-time record, man. So he could possibly do it this game. And let's just see if Penn State says not on us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Georgia Notre Dame game. I want to see what Georgia's going to do, if they're going to come back. I want to see if Beck's going to play, or if it's going to be Hunter, Gunnar Hunter, or Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, Stockton Hunter, or Gunnar Stockton, I think his name is.
Old country Georgia boy.
Yeah, so I want to see what he's going to do. I believe that Notre Dame's going to get whooped by Georgia, no matter which quarterback is playing. But that's the game I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Oregon and Ohio State. We saw what happened with the last game with Ohio State. It's just going to prove. It's going to outside the SEC. We'll see what competition there is outside of it. It's like the one game is, if Oregon loses it, it's going to say a lot. I mean, they're supposedly supposed to be the number one team, the best team in college football right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. Hopefully they win, man, because they got screwed with this bracket, man. Hey, man, so it was a lot of NFL games on earlier this week. We had Christmas Day game. We had 2 games on Netflix. We had Thursday Night Football on Prime. And now we have our NFL slate for this weekend. Hey, man, we need to talk about Lamar Jackson. At this point, if he's not on your MVP ballot, then something's wrong. Like if we're gonna make this a quarterback award, then Lamar Jackson's the MVP hands down. To be honest, the only way he can lose the award, there's nothing Josh Allen can do in my opinion. The only way he can lose the award is Saquon breaks the record. If Saquon breaks Eric Dickerson's record that was made in the 80s, these next 2 games, and the Eagles finishes the number 2 seed in the NFC, I have no problem with Saquon Barkley walking away with the league MVP. I'll be happy for him to be the MVP. But if Josh Allen gets this record, gets the MVP, I'll be pissed because people trying to say, well, what about last year? Man, y'all forget, man. He was 7-5. They were 7-5 last year before they went on that run because of his bitch ass. This nigga had 18 fucking interceptions. Let me repeat this. 18 fucking interceptions last year. When the last time we gave somebody that trophy who had that many fucking turnovers at the quarterback position?
That brings up good. That's real good right there.
So there was no way he should have even been in the conversation last year. The only person that was in the conversation besides Lamar was Dak. So like to me, you couldn't give it to Dak because the Cowboys didn't face good competition when they faced good teams last year, like the Dolphins and other teams, and the 49ers, they got beat the fuck down, and it wasn't close. So you had to give it to Lamar because he beat up on the Lions. He beat up on the motherfucking Dolphins. He beat up on the 49ers. Like, he was facing these teams in prime time, even though his number wasn't great. When you watch the games, you could tell that's the league MVP. And it's the same way now. He's the league MVP if you go by numbers. He's the league MVP if you just watch the games. He's the league MVP on a Tuesday during July. He's the league MVP. It's not close at all. As far as games, and the only game I'm looking forward to this weekend is Packers versus Vikings. We got 2 teams. The Packers, they haven't clinched the playoffs yet. They need to win one of these 2 games. The Vikings have the chance to get the number 1 seed. Think about that, y'all.
Vikings number 1 seed?
The Vikings had the chance to be the number 1 seed in NFC when they lost their supposed starter quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, in the preseason. Sam Darnold, who was a journeyman his whole career, is finna possibly lead them to the number 1 seed. If they can beat the Packers, we looking at most likely they're going to flex to the Sunday Night Football next week. We looking at the Lions and Vikings playing in prime time for not just the division, NFC North division, but the number 1 seed. And what makes it so important, unfortunately, if that happens, whoever loses that game, not only are they not going to be number 1 seed, they're probably going to fall to the 5th seed, which means their first playoff game, they're going to have to go on the road. So these next 2 games for the Vikings, and it starts this week against the Packers, is very, very vital and important. And I just looked at Sam Darnold's stats, man. He has like 28, 29 passing touchdowns. He's going to probably finish the season with over 30 passing touchdowns. Man, shout out to him, man. Like, we talk about awards. He should easily win Comeback Player of the Year. And I don't think there's anybody else in the category, man. So shout out to him, and I'm looking forward to that game this weekend.
There's one more person, Russell, but Sam is having a way better season than him, but
Russell's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
People wrote him off, man. He ain't right back.
Yeah, so. But game, I'm not looking forward to watching, but I'm hoping that I'm going to watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it, is Atlanta and Washington.
Ooh,
because
we need this one.
We have to win this game to make the playoffs.
Facts.
So, but Washington
Not exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
We can't expect the Bucks to lose again. We can't expect the Bucks to lose again.
Yeah, and if we don't win out, we don't deserve to make it to the playoffs.
And shout out to CD, man. Y'all heard he's been basically put on IR the rest of the year. CD gave everything in his last game to give the Falcons a chance to fly. So thank you, CD.
Yeah. So if we don't win the next 2 games, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs. So if we lose tomorrow, I hope we don't go because we don't deserve to go. But that's gonna be the game to watch because Michael Penix is gonna be his first real test, in this second game of starting as a quarterback. Everybody been praising him, but they played the Giants last year. I mean, not last week. So it's like
that game don't mean shit.
It doesn't mean nothing at all. Exactly. So
and you get to face somebody that you was compared to in college.
Yeah. So this is we're putting all the chips on the middle of the table. It's all in right now. So that's the only game that I'm pretty much looking forward to. And I want to talk about Prime and Netflix because Netflix did a good job on Christmas with the football games. They did a good job. It showed up, and this team was good. Everything was good. Man, Prime, y'all been doing good all season except for two weeks, and then this was one of those weeks. You let us down yesterday.
It was bad.
You let us down yesterday.
What was last night?
It was a close game. It came down to the last couple seconds, but we looking at that a 6-3 game. That's disgusting.
Yeah, so the Bears and the Seahawks. That's not a divisional game.
Yeah, no.
Stick to it. Amazon, stick to it. But that's all I got to say.
So overall, like the streams, how were the streams on
Netflix? They did a good job. They did a good job. The way their transitions, where they had the end coming out and they had snowflakes and everything. They did a good job.
Shout out to Beyonce, man. I watched the halftime performance, even though she only sung, I think, songs from her new album. It was a great show, man. She know how to put on a show.
I mean, side note, people were trying to say she's the greatest artist ever. And I was it's right next to a picture of Michael Jackson. I'm like,
really? I mean, I heard people say she's the greatest performer of all time, man. I definitely would give her that. She's probably the greatest performer living today.
I think she got the most stunts. That's about it.
And we're 10-7, Steelers 10-7, man. It's literally a meme. We're making memes about, hey, they'll get you to where they're supposed to be, and then they let you down every single time. So 10-7, basically.
They clinched the playoff spot already, though.
They clinched, but it's like, what are they gonna do when they get in the playoffs? It's like, you make it to the playoffs.
Who cares? You make it to the playoffs.
You're trying to win. The goal is to win.
First round.
When you made that tournament, you got a chance to win.
Yeah, you got a chance to win if you make it. But some teams, just. But any given Sunday, though. Any given Sunday. Some teams you just know it's not going to do nothing, but it's any given Sunday.
Exactly. Remember back in the day when the Jets went to New England and beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
That's what Bart Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Buccaneers, Panthers, Bucks can't lose that. That they lose it says a lot.
Panthers on a 3-game win streak, and Bryce Young is balling.
That's what I'm talking about.
Says a lot. We move on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey man, so we moving on into 2025. By the time you hear this episode, it'll be 2025. Now, we've had a lot of great sports moments this year. What's your top 5 sports moments from this calendar year, C's?
So Super Bowl, the breakdown of the game, the bullshit of the game. We all saw it. We watched it. NC State in the men's tournament's Final Four run. They haven't done that shit in like 20-something years plus. Jimmy V, that whole South Carolina State's women's winning again. The women's 4x4. When them girls took off and they won that relay
for the Olympics.
Crazy.
That was dope.
You see why. And then we were watching it separately. We were watching it, but when Cody Rhodes won the title for WWE, and then that same night, wasn't it the same night Gunther won?
Yeah, Gunther won the belt too.
And because I was watching, I was like, yo, I think I ain't been keeping up with it like that, but I was like, I think they're about the storyline wise, they're gonna have Gunther and Cody Rhodes about to win it, and then it ended up happening. So yeah, those are mine.
Yeah, I just got a few. I don't think I have 5, but the men Olympics, the basketball, and just overall the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Simone Biles doing her thing. The United States Olympics and France and all of the USA doing their thing. That was a great moment. Anytime the Olympics is coming up in that year, it's a great moment, especially when the United States show out, even though we should show out every year. But it was just surprising to see like China having a lot of athletes. It was just the Olympics, period. Another big thing was I want to say, what was it? Atlanta Falcons picking 2 quarterbacks in the offseason. Like that was a big thing for me. Like what? But and when we drafted Michael Penix, I was so excited. I thought about that. What are we doing? but I was still so excited. So that happening, Georgia losing to Alabama right after the hurricane. I think that was a big moment.
Yeah, that was hurt.
I think that was just a big moment that I will remember forever, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Forever. And the Lakers drafting LeBron James' son. They playing the game together.
That was dope.
So those are my moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Piggyback off of y'all, the Olympics, man, to get Pacific. Steph Curry in the gold medal game was unreal, man. I watched that game. France was on our ass, and Steph just in the fourth quarter went berserk. 8 3-pointers, man, was crazy, man. John Cena retiring, being a wrestling fan, someone who basically came in like 2004 and came to the top of the game around 2005, 2006. For him to hold it down until like 2018, 2019, the fact that he announced his retirement this year, that was a big news in the sports world to me. Caitlin Clark, her whole run in the NCAA tournament this year was amazing. You know, from her basically facing getting revenge on Angel Reese and LSU to then facing, I think Paige Buckers. They faced Paige Buckers, and then finally losing to South Carolina women's team, but her still dropping, I think, 30 points in that game against that vaunted defense. Falcons drafting Phoenix. That shit was surprising to me. I was shocked when I saw it. I remember watching the mock drafts early in the offseason, and they had Jaden fall into the Falcons in one, but then Jaden did his pro day, and he was projected to go too high, and they had the Falcons taking a defensive end, I think, from UCLA, and another edge rush, I think, from Alabama. You know, but then to hear his name get called, to utter what Rose said, I was happy because we haven't had a black quarterback since Vic.
That's right.
And I believe in Michael Phoenix, but we just gave a quarterback $100 million, so it was like unsurreal, and it kind of just left me in like, yo, what is we doing? this is shit that bad franchises do, man. And then if I just had to give my number one moment of the year, you know, to say what C said, Cody beating Roman, and to give context, the year before, Cody had lost to Roman in the main event after coming back to WWE, after being gone for 5 years, started his own wrestling company to make himself into a star. Everybody thought he was going to win after winning the Royal Rumble. He lost to Roman. People were shocked. And all he kept saying is, I have to finish the story. And people said, well, nigga, to finish the story, you got to beat Roman. And it wasn't just the fact that he beat Roman. It was the how he did it. You had the whole bloodline. For those who watch wrestling, you know what I'm talking about. They came out to help Roman. But then you had...
So Cody's the white dude that came...
Cuban, yeah. But, you know, he...
Black wife?
Huh?
Black wife,
yeah.
Yeah, he cool.
Then to add to the fact, you had Jey Uso come out, who was formerly part of Bloodline Help. Then you had Seth Rollins come and help. Then you had Sami Zayn come and help.
He deserved it, though.
Then it came down
he
to
deserved that shit.
The Rock came down for Roman to help Roman. But then we heard Undertaker's music play. And then you had Undertaker and The Rock in the ring, and Undertaker chokeslammed The Rock. And it just was all the storytelling and pageantry was going on. If you're a wrestling fan, that was probably the greatest WrestleMania match in terms of all the theatrics to the match. You know, and if you like wrestling, definitely watch that match. My athlete of the year, I don't think it's close, man. I don't know what y'all gonna say. I feel like Caitlin Clark was the athlete of the year, not just for women's, just in sports in general, because she got men to watch the women's NCAA tournament.
I can't do it.
You know?
Can't do it.
Yes, Angel Reese played a part of that too.
Thank you.
You know,
my black princess.
Yeah, she played a part of that
African
too.
Nubian princess.
But she got knocked out early in the tournament. And people kept watching for Caitlin. And then people watched the WNBA draft. That broke record numbers. Because people wanted to see Caitlin get drafted number 1. And then this whole fucking offseason, we had people talking about women's basketball who never even really paid attention to it. Talking about the WNBA. Talking about the All-Star game. Talking about her not making the Olympics and everything. What she did for that sport. When you talk about an MVP, she wasn't just an MVP for her teams. She was an MVP for her entire sport because people really did show out for women's basketball this year.
sir.
Yeah, I missed that one. The
Yeah.
athlete of the year. I'm going Pat Mahomes because I want to say all this year he only lost one game, and they barely lost that game. So I'm going Pat Mahomes. He got a chance to. Him and his team got a chance to go three-peat, which no one has ever done.
Do it.
They right now they're 15-1, and they really don't have to play until 2 weeks. Well, they got 2 weeks off. They ain't got to play until 3 weeks, really. But we'll see if they can go 16-1 and finish the deal. But I want to say that if we go say one person, I'm gonna give it to him because he's doing it on a hurt leg all the time, but he just always finds a way.
Yeah.
I'll go Ohtani, man. The monster year.
I know. For me in sports, like I say, women's basketball, I've been on it. It just got better. I like the Olympics. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? But my favorite thing, I think, all year, I like the fight too. The fight was nice. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing stuff like that. I like seeing people get money. But the no-look catches during the game. Like, I forgot the dude that caught the ball behind his back, one-handed, without looking. I love seeing stuff like that, man. That's watching the game and seeing stuff like that, it just makes it like, wow, this ain't scripted. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing stuff that makes it real. It's like, okay, this can't be scripted because nobody can do this off the whim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's been a great year in sports, man. A lot of fans have had tears of joy. A lot of fans had tears of sorrow from the draft to the Olympics to the Super Bowl to the NBA Finals to women's national championship and the WNBA Finals. Moving on to TNT, y'all.
Dynamite.
Boom.
ACs. Your boy Joe Biden has been very fucking busy. Detail some of the busy moves he's been making.
So he basically said, "Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna drop this shit off in the Senate and the House, and I'm fucking going on vacation. Fuck all y'all."
What happened? I ain't heard.
Hunter free forever, nigga. Basically what this thing said. But yeah, he passed over like 50 laws on his last little bout. Some of the top ones were to stop institutional child abuse. Y'all remember Paris Hilton? She was spearheaded that. She led that whole. But basically, like these youth facilities, basically more accountability on like abuse and stuff like that. So more funding. Along with that, Native American kids, apparently there's a lot of abuse that goes along with their programs and stuff. To crack down on campus hazing. So now any incident basically has to be, but I mean, they crack it down on it even more now. Like any incident involved in that has to be directly reported to authorities. So you'll see more stringent. Basically, I want to say somebody died in like 2017, but it's now getting like driving a whole lot of attention. If you did not know, the official bird of the U.S. officially now is the bald eagle. For years,
it's always been bald eagle, right?
That's what you thought. They finally put it in law after 200-something years. They finally.
You know how much it is if you fuck around
and kill a bald eagle or get any
my
federal crime, but now it's official.
You know how much money though? Fuck the crime. You know how much money, how many years in prison you get for that shit? Yeah, $250,000, 25, nigga.
And then the last one is basically anti-corruption bill. So basically, if you're in Congress or Senate, in the House, legislative branch, you cannot still be able to collect your pension funds with a federal conviction. So there's people getting charges that were about to damn retire, still able to collect pensions. So now it's basically
so now they're saying if you catch a felony, you can't collect your pension.
Yeah, any corruption charge, you can't get your pension. You're done.
I don't think that's good.
You're cut off.
I don't think that's good.
Why?
Like that shit at all.
But you committed crimes, so why you paying the price?
You paying the price for the better price.
So that means Trump can't get his pension?
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, this is specifically towards senators.
Oh, the senators?
Fuck all that.
It's specifically related to
insider
corruption,
training and all that kind of stuff.
That type of shit. So like corruption charges, so bribery, shit like that.
That's the only reason to be the senator. Like, what
the fuck you talking about? Okay, yeah. And then also all his pardons, including Southwest T. If you don't know, that's Big Meech's brother, Flanoy. Southwest T, he got released. And then there's 3 people, big names that didn't get communed or pardoned by Biden. Dylan Roof. That's the Charleston shooting.
Woody.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just like, yo, this nigga never getting out of jail. The other two were the bomber from Boston Marathon.
Why you naming names that don't supposed to get
But
out?
I mean, these are the significant ones that's in the news. Like,
We don't give a fuck.
if everybody's like, hey, well, why didn't he just do all 50-something people? And he's like, oh shit.
Come on, the death.
I might be.
He commuted a lot of death penalty, like
Yeah.
federal people that's on the death penalty. So they didn't. But he
one
didn't.
person, and they probably killed a nigga that killed a nigga. So they don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah,
But when you kill white folks, you gonna fucking down.
But they still in jail.
Yeah.
They just not getting.
they deserve a natural life in prison.
Yeah,
now,
just not
man.
gonna get killed.
I got tears of joy, man. Like, fuck the bills, man. I don't really get into all of that. But when I saw that he commuted 37 out of 40, and just to give context, Joe Biden is the first president we ever had who openly has opposed the death penalty. And a lot of people was like thinking about, damn, how is this going to look? You know? And he basically said, hey, man, I'm out of office, bro. I don't believe in the death penalty. He commuted 37 out of the 40 sentences. And to me, this just shows, man, you can't commit hate crimes. Because when I look at all these crimes, these ain't just murders. These are hate crimes, man. Like, I was happy that the dude who did the Boston Marathon bombing, hey, man, yeah, he needed to get killed. The dude who killed Robert Bowers, who killed 11 Jewish people.
Yeah, the Jewish.
Hey, man, he deserved that, man, because I'm black, but I'm against any minority group being persecuted against.
You're also Jewish, my dude.
You know, and then lastly, Dylan Roof, you know, hey, man, when that happened, he went into a black church and did what he did. I remember, like, going to church.
With his head.
I remember going to church and people talking about that and the fear a lot of black people had, man. So, yeah, man, they to be honest, a nigga like him, they don't need to put a needle on his arm, bro. Like I told y'all a couple episodes ago, we need to get back to, hey, man, tie this nigga up to the stake or whatever, and get the military or whatever, and just get a firing squad, bro. You know, and fill that nigga holes like he Swiss cheese, man. So, hey, man, I'm happy Biden left them 3 niggas there, especially fucking Dylan Roof, man. Because, hey, man, they need to televise his murder. Because all you racist motherfuckers think it's okay to kill people just because they different than you. Y'all need to see what happens to niggas like y'all, man. So, hey, man, no tears. Tears of joy.
Give them to me.
Yeah, so thank you, C, for breaking down a lot of it. But I appreciate you too, Vertiza, what you said about how you got the tears for those 3 people that didn't get commuted. Their license, well, they're definitely commuted, but they still in jail. But yeah, I ain't got no tears for it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Biden. You did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. Hey, man. So moving on to another person, man, who talks about a lot of crime. So for y'all know, Finesse2Tymes, his son FNGking, came out on social media.
It's not his son.
Oh, man, everybody keeps saying that's his son.
Nah, he was his artist.
Oh, that's his artist?
But he just took him in.
Oh, he took him
from
in.
his family. That's not his son.
So was he like the legal guardian of him?
Yeah, but on some sneaky, slimy type of stuff.
Oh, kind of like what Diddy used to do when he would have Bieber and Usher in his crib. Okay, cool. Well, like, yeah, FNGking, his artist, basically came out on social media and said how this nigga was trying to get him to do drugs and change who he was and just a whole bunch of fucked up shit. Had guns around him and it was kind of, a lot of people took it as he was snitching on him, man. Yeah, man, I got tears, man, because C's had to read the post to me. And I'm reading the post of this 11, 12-year-old kid, and I'm like, yo, bro.
He's an artist? He's a rap artist?
Yeah. And the way he's articulating himself, man, this sounds like somebody who's older than 11 or 12. The way they posted, the way C was reading to me. And so I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say he's wrong for snitching on Finesse2Tymes, but I'm going to say, yeah, he knew better than to snitch on that nigga, man. Like, he knew better than that. I don't believe that he didn't know better. And I know some people going to chastise Finesse2Tymes for stuff he's doing. I'm be real, bro. If you listen to rap and Finesse2Tymes and some of these other artists, your favorite artists, and you cool with that shit, why ain't y'all surprised by some of the shit these niggas do, man? Like, I'm not surprised when some of these niggas, like what Rose be saying, when some of these niggas be overdosing on fentanyl, nigga, all their music is about doing drugs. Why is you crying? Why is you surprised? Like, so I'm not surprised that You saying that, oh, he's a bad legal guardian and stuff like that. Why aren't you surprised? If you had a kid, would you just willingly give your kid over to somebody who raps about the stuff Finesse2Tymes raps about?
How many years did Finesse do? Because he did prison time.
I mean, okay, cool. That's even more reason. Would you want to say, you can raise my son or keep my son in your custody when he raps about the stuff he raps? He has the rap sheet he has, and then he makes the posts he makes about the stuff. Like, so why is niggas even acting like they're surprised by this? There's more niggas like him in the game. There's a lot of niggas like him that think the way he think and act the way he act.
Yeah, that's true, man. I ain't got no chance for this situation, but it's cool when you do it. But when I do it,
it's a problem.
F 'em.
Fuck 'em.
But I don't understand like what Finesse2Tymes was thinking about. But I understand where he's coming from now. It's like, oh yeah, you don't bite the hand that fed you, but you was doing some dirty stuff around this little kid. Like, you had this kid running around.
You can't do that shit.
You trying to say that, oh no, he was doing this on his own or other people. No, you helped organize all the stuff that he was doing. Filming it, all this other stuff, like, and then now you mad because I don't know what the reasoning for the kid to do what he did, but all of it just some dumb, ignorant stuff, and like, somebody need to be held accountable for it.
I don't think it was even his tweets. Like, it just, the more we talked about it and looking at it, he using all these big words, and it sounded like his mom or his auntie or somebody's tweeting for him.
But he was talking. Yeah, he was talking on video, like saying a lot of stuff all this stuff that was going on. And it was like,
it just don't sound like some shit a 12-year-old would say though. Like,
I mean, it could have been him.
But if it was
say some of this stuff,
coerced or coached to say this shit, and then it's just like, bro, he's 12. At the same time, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, you're not supposed to snitch, but Finesse, what the fuck are you doing?
Cold is cold.
What the fuck are you doing, Finesse, man? He already in trouble for shit. No serious, man.
Hey, man, talking about, man, people breaking the code, man. So Latavion Lewis, man, a FedEx worker from Alabama, he was working as a contract worker for FedEx out in Florida. So during this busy holiday season, apparently, you know, he was taking boxes that people was not able to sign for. He was going to the nearby wooded area and just throwing the boxes away and going home. When he was confronted about it, he admitted to, yeah, he did it because of the long hours he had been working and the fact that he was exhausted. Yeah, man, I got tears, man, because Rose said it before the pod, man. Normally the packages you sign for cost money. So now I done order a gift for my friend or order a gift for my significant other.
Obey an iPhone.
And you just throwing it in the woods for a homeless man to get, you know, or even worse, for Yogi the Bear to get. And when Yogi the Bear walking around with a Falcons hoodie and a Scully on, he going boo-boo. The FedEx worker just left this for me to get. I thought it was a picnic basket, but it was some Falcons gear. Like, come on, bro. What the fuck is we doing here, nigga? Like,
boo-boo.
You wanted the job, nigga. Work the fucking job, man. Just like you niggas who working at McDonald's during the holiday season. Don't get mad because somebody ain't got no family that love them and they can't cook no holiday dinner for them. Just go give them their food, bro, and keep it moving and tell them happy holidays, man. So, yeah, you wrong for that, dog, bro. You wrong for that.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for it, but it was a sad situation, but I ain't got no tears for him. He got locked up, so he's getting what he deserved. But you talking about McDonald's? I think McDonald's might have been closed on Christmas, but y'all ever seen the Gremlins?
Uh-huh.
What was their family? Their family doggone every year they had Chinese food. The Chinese places was open.
Hey, them people gonna make that money.
I didn't know this Chinese folks was
Chinese places, even the Japanese place was open around the way. Yeah,
so happy to see.
What about I usually eat when I'm usually gone. I usually eat what they have at Christmas time. I usually eat Christmas at Cracker Barrel.
Golden Corral, maybe.
Cracker Barrel, yeah. Golden Corral.
They might have been open. I don't know, but yeah. But the Chinese, because that was on the Gremlins. That was their family. You know what I'm saying? They did every year. You know what I'm saying?
Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
Get that duck.
Yeah, man, I ain't got no tears for it, man. Hey, if you ain't want to do the low, just don't do the low, man. So, I mean, you literally dumping off packages in the woods and you get charged theft with that shit now. So,
yeah, he fucked up. Hey, he could have easily just left them at the facility. He
just don't even pick up the load. Or he could have
just left the shit.
Hey, have somebody follow behind you hey, go drop these packages. 2-3 people drive behind you. Hey, y'all go deliver these packages. You know, you disperse the fucking deal, man.
Ain't nobody trying to do all that.
People literally do it all the time, man.
Dump that load.
These contractors do this shit all the time, man.
But yeah, when people first heard the story, man, they thought he was catching a lick. They thought he was jumping in the woods and coming back to get the shit later.
Me
man.
too. That's what I would think.
Man, but speaking of catching licks, though, so this woman in Grovetown, she was a manager at the Kroger in Grovetown.
Here we go.
And whenever I guess at the end of the shift, she had to go to the self-checkout or whatever, I guess to get the money or to, ring it up or whatever.
She was the frontline manager.
Okay, then.
So she ran that area.
She was taking some money from the company, man. And when she was confronted about it, she said it was like 4 bands. They went back and looked and said, 4 bands? Hey, bitch, more like 40,000. What you talking about?
That's what they do, though.
Hey,
it could have been just 4,000.
Hey, man, I ain't got no tears, man.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
They caught her. She tried it. She fucked up. Hey, man, something like we always talk about. When you got a lick, you can only eat off that lick for so much before shit goes sour. So she tried it and she got caught.
Yeah, man, I ain't got no tears for this whole either, cause like you really didn't think you was gonna get caught. You taking money on camera, and then when they confront you about it, you actually admit to taking money. You say, "Oh yeah, I only took 4,000 because I was short on bills."
Georgia got a new law now.
I only took 4,000.
It's not a felony if it's under 5,000.
Yeah, but you on camera taking way more. They know what they losing?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Yes, that's how she got caught.
No, they don't.
They waited. They was watching her the whole time. They waited, and then right before Christmas time, I was like, all right, we gonna get you now.
I'm tell you how they did me. I'm gonna tell you how they did me one time.
Right before Christmas.
They tried.
So you got tears, no tears.
No tears. But I'm gonna tell you how they tried to do me one time. I didn't even do shit, but they accused me of 15 grand. You see what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't know what the fuck. They just, oh yeah, we just gonna throw a number. They're gonna throw the number on how much they lost during the year. Oh, we lost. We down 15,000. Who the fuck we gonna put it on?
So how much money they seen you put in your pocket on camera?
None.
So they couldn't do nothing.
Exactly. They had to pay me that goddamn money they said I fucking stole. Nigga, nah. That's what I'm saying though. That what big businesses do. Oh, we fucking show who gonna take. They looking for a motherfucker to take it down for. They look what they call it.
The fall guy.
They looking for a fall guy.
They looking for a fall guy to they
like
caught
she
on
said,
camera.
she told them the truth. I only took 4 bands.
That they caught on camera.
They said, oh nah, bitch, we charge you with 40 racks. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
Hey, I ain't got no tears. I think she took 40,000. She took 4,000 in 1 month because the bitch did it for 3 months.
3 months, 4 months.
So she probably. Oh, I only took 4,000 this
time. This time,
and it's like you on camera. It's very hard. Well, apparently she knew how the system worked a little bit. It's just the fact that you got caught on camera, and it's like
multiple times.
So it's like, no tears. She thought she was gonna get away with it. She probably could have did a little bit smarter by doing like small little increments over a long time. But hey, man,
that's as bad as the dude that was stealing the money from the bank and then deposit it every time he get off work into the ATM into his own account. Like, nigga.
Stupid, man.
So during this time of the year, man, when you're struggling financially, some people do what she did. They try to catch a lick. Some people be like, bro, let me just try to find ways to save money, man, and cut back on expenses. So the CEO of Kellogg, Gary Pilnick, was doing an interview recently, and he was talking about, promoting their cereal. And he joked about, yeah, man, a lot of people in lower economies, a lot of poor people, we're thinking about trying to promote eating cereal for dinner because it's more economically sound. And some people was outraged by that. I ain't gonna lie. I got tears of laughter. I thought it was funny. Hey, man.
He ain't lying.
Me and MGH talk about this, man. When you in college, man, you be having struggle meals. Hey, man, I remember being broke. I remember opening up the cereal box and having cereal for dinner, man.
Okay.
It ain't nothing wrong having cereal for dinner.
What's your struggle meal? When you was in school, what was your struggle meal?
Man, to be honest, either cereal, PB&J sandwich, or a pack of ramen noodles.
Okay, what's your struggle meal?
Eggs and bacon and toast.
All right, struggle meal.
Cold pizza, ramen noodles, Pop-Tarts.
Okay, mine was again chicken or turkey lunch meat. sandwich. You know what I'm saying? With the mayo.
Oh shit, bologna sandwiches, fried bologna.
Nah, I don't eat bologna. It was chicken or turkey. Like, or beef. I used to be beef back then. I used to beef. Like, cold cut sandwich, that was my shit. Like, okay, boom, I ain't going out to eat. I ain't making nothing to cook. Cold cut sandwich.
So shout out to the CEO, man.
That was my struggle breakfast meal. My struggle other meal was what? Hamburger helper.
Yeah, so shout out to that nigga, man. He trying to put some of y'all on game, man. Some of y'all hoes is talking about y'all broke. Hey, man, open that cereal box and feed you and your kids cereal for dinner. That way y'all ain't got to hit my line saying you need $40.
I don't mind.
I ain't got no tears, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was there for a joke or not, but the last time I checked, Frosted Flakes were great.
I'm trying to tell you, cuz.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
I'm trying to tell you, cuz. Shit.
I ain't got no tears, man. Hey, man, this is what the social media real. He said that shit on CNBC 10 months ago, and it's just now making its rounds again on TikTok. Yeah. That's some bullshit. But I mean, like, that surprises you? Nobody's surprised by a motherfucker would say that shit. He probably gonna get Luigi again now this time.
Yeah, but
probably
breakfast for dinner. That's the thing. But I haven't ate cereal since I was in high school, so I don't know anything about that.
I mean, it was a few nights just a couple years ago. I did that. I was like, I ain't feel like cooking. I'm like, what you got in the fridge? Cereal. You got milk. You got cereal on the cabinet. It's like, hey, what am I doing?
Some things once I became an adult and was working, I never ate again.
Nope. You know what happened to me? Nigga, I remember back in the day when I couldn't afford this cereal. So guess what? Give me some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm gonna eat the whole fucking
all that
box.
Sugary shit, what? Man. I can't eat none of that, man.
Not the Fruit Loops, but the goddamn Frosty Pebbles.
Juice, man.
Like, cause you couldn't afford it back then. Back in the day, you was eating the goddamn the bag shit.
I'll make some Rice Krispies out of it. But I ain't about to eat no cereal with a bowl of cereal with some milk. It's just me, because I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, then another thing about it is, bro, he wants more people to eat for dinner, right? But you get less in the bag. So I'm spending more money. You raise the price and then you shrink the damn bag. So I mean, that's another thing.
Man, I'm eating what the fuck I want. I love it when you get to the point in life where you can eat what the fuck you want when you want to eat it. Because in plenty of times I go down to cereal, I'll be like, oh, I always wanted to taste this shit. Oh, it's a $20 bag of cereal. Fuck it, let me get it. And I'll go in on that bitch like, nigga, I'm gonna eat this shit till my stomach hurt, man. Cause I wasn't able to do that shit back when I wanted to do. Now I can do it, man. Fuck it, run it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's nostalgia. It's not about the fact that you ain't got or you do got. It's just the nostalgia of the fact that, man, I just wanna ball the fuck out on this cereal. I just wanna ball the fuck out on breakfast for dinner. Like, nigga, I want the big ass spread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes
you just eat all the cereals. You got the spread of cereals.
No, just the favorite one I always wanted to eat. So it might be like I say, like Golden Grams.
So is this CEO a hoe for doing that?
Yeah, man, he a hoe, man. Hey.
I don't think
might possibly the hoe of the year, man. What's wrong with these hoes, y'all?
What's wrong with them?
Who is the hoe of the year?
Yeah, man. So, man, hey, we done told y'all who we thought the hoe of the week was multiple times. Hey, each one of us is going to say who we think the hoe of 2024 was, as well as the biggest what's wrong with them hoes. First of all, for me, the biggest what's wrong with them whole situation, I'm combining it. All the transgender situations. All the situations, and man,
before you finish off, I was going to say the Win Twins was crazy.
What's the Win Twins about? What was that?
That was literally last week with the bitches that
they were twins?
They were transgender twins, and they were trying to finesse a nigga back in college when the nigga he was stupid. I mean, that was a whole, but yeah, that's one of them included. So you took one of mine.
So man, all the transgender situations, bro, because I feel like Dave Chappelle and his Last Stand special. I don't want to talk about you niggas no more. I want to leave y'all in 2024. All the times that y'all was trying to trick niggas, y'all was making posts saying there's nothing gay about liking trans women and all this other stuff, man. To me, that was the biggest what's wrong with these whole situations that we had to cover all fucking year. Every time one of you motherfuckers said, yeah, I lied to this nigga about being a woman and he fucked me or whatever, or I sucked his dick, all these times that y'all try to make men feel like, oh man, it's okay to like trans women, which I'm not saying it's wrong to like trans women, but hey, if you fuck with a trans woman, then you get.
Okay, here's my question. What happens? You got a trans woman, she got the fake pussy, and the fake titties, BBL.
What you mean? What you mean? What's the difference?
I'm saying, is she considered a woman now because she got the fake pussy?
Once a man, always a man.
To
But
me,
what do you
once
think?
a man,
How
always
do
a
you
man.
feel?
To me,
But how do you find?
How do
What
you
she never
feel?
told you? What happens if you fucked her?
How do you feel about it?
That should be fucked up.
No, how do you feel about it? You feel is that okay? Does that make her a woman? Do you feel like if you hit, how do you feel?
If I hit a transvestite that had no dick and she had the BBL, that should be kind of fucked up.
I would okay. All right, so
It's a fucked up situation because you never knew it was a dude because
no,
was no
but once
dick.
you find out, how are you feeling?
I feel that's a fucked up situation.
All right,
I mean, some of them be
That's
almost,
still a dude.
be almost perfection where you can't tell. But most of them, especially in the area
They
we
still
in,
got
where
the dick.
you could tell, man.
They still got the dick.
You could tell, man. So
what he said? You still a nigga.
Still.
And the whole of the year to me was Sydney Star, man. Because you out here, you was dating, goddamn Des McCurry. You left that nigga or whatever after that nigga paid to get your dick chopped off. And you on the interview saying, yeah, I ain't got my dick no more, Adam. I ain't got my dick no more.
I was just this nigga.
But then on top of that, they asked you about Chingy, about how you destroyed that man's career. She said, no, I didn't. I was young. I was dumb. I lied about fucking him or whatever. Man, fuck you, ho, man. To me, you symbolize all these transgender women, man. And what's wrong with the entire situation, man. So to me, that's my biggest hoe of the year.
Well, I don't see what you're saying.
So this nigga looks like a woman now, huh?
A lot of them do, and most women try to look like them. We put all that makeup and wigs on. They look like drag queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That shit kind of scary too.
Yeah, but I mean, the ones I'm gonna say, the one with it was I don't even think it made it to what's wrong with these hoes, but it was the father, and his say was like, why can't you marry her? This is the girl I would marry. You can't marry her.
Yeah,
that was crazy. And then like it was like 3 or 4 ones where situations where dudes were lied to about their kid. So it's like all you hoes out here lying about putting a baby on somebody. Basically lying hoes. Any hoe who's lied that we've done, if you lied, you're the hoe.
That happens more than often.
But I mean, it's lying about, you can lie. It's when you lie about certain shit. Like, child, how much you fucking made. Like Bernice Burgos, how much you fucking made in one city.
Bruh, I hate to say it. My ex-wife tried me with that shit. She tried to put a second child on me. You see what I'm saying? Like that's something women do. And I don't say all women, but when they got something good, it's like, yo, I can't fuck this up.
that's something them hoes do.
Yeah, it's something hoes do. I can't fuck this up. I fucked up. I can't let this nigga know how bad I fucked up. So they gonna lie and do everything they can to prevent you from knowing the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bruh, go way back, man. What they used to say, mama's definitely, daddy's maybe type shit. That shit ain't no joke. That shit real. Yeah, that shit real.
Yeah, I agree with all y'all, man. I don't really have a section or what's wrong with hoes for the year, because, man, like we say all the time, it could be male, female, or in between. You know what I'm saying? It could be both of them. You know what I'm saying? All three of them. But man, the definition is you's a hoe, you a hoe. And right now, I hate to say it, but the hoe, the simp, is Travis Hunter. We talked about it last week too. Like I think I might have some recency bias, but you just gotta wake up, man. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up.
He got the money to blow.
Hey man, so on to the final topic of the night, man. We've been wrapping up a lot of stuff this episode, man. So we're gonna wrap up, 2024 entertainment wise. So what's your top movies that you saw this year? As well as what's your wrap up, whether it's on Apple Music or Spotify, what's your wrap up in terms of your top 5 songs and top 5 artists? Juice Man.
Okay, movies. I'm not really sure on 2020. You said 2024?
Yeah, this year.
This year, my top movie. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna get some info from y'all and see how that goes. But on my Apple playlist, I got this shit crazy. I got Key Glock. I got Young Dolph. I got Kanye West.
Is this in order? This 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Key Glock, Young Dolph, Kanye West, Fabulous, Big Extra Plug.
So that's your top 5 artists that you listen to this year.
That's my top 5 artists that I listened to this year. Okay. Movie, man, that's hard. Episode on TV, that's hard because I see. Okay, man, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Jamie Foxx. The Jamie Foxx. What really happened? I would have to say that's the best stand-up I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. Because I enjoy that realness. I enjoy the ups and the downs. And you know what I'm saying? I enjoy the laughter and the crying. And it's like that shit real. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you come real and you know what I'm saying, you show love like that, hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man, I wasn't really too big on movies this year. I literally waited for a lot of shit to come out for Prime, Max, and all that other shit. So it's like I got a lot of shit in the backlog. Wolves was a disappointing. It was good, but it was disappointing. It's probably so. I'm gonna go to opposite.
It's all right. It's
Wolves on Apple. Yeah. But it's the way they first said they're gonna release it, and
it was good.
It was good, but it was like.
For me, it was the prequel to the Lucky 7, 11.
Kind of like Ocean's,
like the Ocean's 8. How we met.
Yeah,
okay,
but I mean that dynamic, George Clooney. So I mean that was, if you haven't seen it yet, man, Wolves on Apple TV. I mean, besides that, Breathe had Common and Jennifer Hudson and the little girl from Swagger, the basketball star. She was in there. She's a pretty good up and coming actress. Besides that, I mean, it was a lot of good shows, man. Like a lot of low key, but like Prime killed it this year. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's one.
That was decent.
It was decent. Fallout, if you're a video game fan,
that shit was dope.
Fallout was good. Disney, credit to X-Men '97. Apple TV never disappointed with Slow Horses. That's one of their top shows. Criminal Record was an underrated joint, and then recently I just found out it was a remake, but on Peacock, it's called The Day of the Jackal. Not the Jackals from the 90s. Good movie, but different one. The Day of the Jackal. Yeah, it's about an assassin too. But yeah, I mean, and then so yeah, it was a lot of like good shit. And then like it's some shit on Prime. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's basically one-off episodes of video games. So it'll be like the backstory to a video game. Like they did Pac-Man. Pac-Man was, if you watch it, it's gonna be some completely different shit than what you think it's about. And then they had like Warhammer 4000 Space Marines. That shit was dope. Graphically, like, I mean, the shit was dope. So go watch that. And then as far as like music, man, Apple is literally my main shit that I listen to. But I mean, a lot of Afro beats. WizKid's new album. They just remastered Bar Marley's album. A new R&B artist. I like Jasmine Martin. Old school Usher joint, and then Ryan Leslie came up with another album. So I mean, it's been a lot of
those are your top 5 artists of the year? Yeah,
my top 5 artists and albums. So I mean, besides that. But yeah, Bloody Civilian was another one. I listened to her a lot.
Say that again for me.
Bloody Civilian. She's a dope Afrobeat, Nigerian Afrobeats artist. So I've been listening to a lot of Afrobeat shit besides rap. Spotify, same shit. I basically all old shit.
Is it me that sometimes, okay, your Pandora, your Spotify, and your Apple Music, maybe you kind of like
they blend,
They
surprisingly,
each other.
Surprisingly, somehow they match.
Yeah.
And I didn't even log in. They were like, "Oh, sign into your compare."
And it just plays the song.
The shit like, matched up instantly. I was like, "What you got going on?"
Yeah.
It's the AI shit.
Hey, fuck the AI. I think it's conspiracy. They listening on our shit.
Yeah.
Man. They know Bro, that shit don't supposed to be like
But yeah,
that.
I mean, hey, it's a lot of good rap music that came out this year.
It's funny to hear y'all two say that because y'all ain't got iPhones. Because usually iPhone people say stuff like that. But it's funny to hear that the Android people say that.
Seen Samsung all day.
So now we got Apple and Google listening to our shit.
But I'm just saying that's funny because that's what they say. Most say, I don't have an iPhone because they listening and
Yeah, nah. All the motherfuckers listen to you.
But exactly. All of the big brothers are always there.
Yeah.
I clone my shit.
Big brothers are always there.
Yeah, he does. Live in full effect. And
Marquise, you want to go or you want me to go?
Nah, I'll go, man. So my movies, first one was Monkey Man.
Oh shit! How did I forget?
That was
Yo,
good.
you talking about an Indian fucking John Wick? Yes, that was a good one, bro.
That wasn't my favorite.
That shit was good.
It was like Sage just said. It was like an Indian version of John Wick. It was about
He
a
got
man
fucked up too much for John Wick.
trying to get revenge on some people. For some stuff
Killed
that
his
happened
mother.
for stuff that happened when he was younger. Killed his mom. It was a good movie, man.
It was good.
Next one, man, I'm very big into black culture. Shirley, the Shirley Chisholm movie with Regina King, man. You know, our beautiful sister, our beautiful queen. You know, she I think she directed and starred in that movie.
What's the name of the movie?
Shirley. It's called Shirley. It's about Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman to ever run for president for a major party. Shirley Chisholm, you don't know who that is?
The lady with the glasses,
I
man.
ain't
Back
seen
in
it.
the
What was that song? What's that on?
It's on Netflix.
And I ain't seen it. I ain't even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. It's a great movie. It details all the stuff that happened politically, and it kind of just shows that a lot of people, and I'm going to say this, it's important to read up on stuff that happened during the civil rights movement and watch some of these movies and read up on it, because there was so many black people, black men, that did not want to see her succeed. And it just kind of shows that even within our own party, there's people that's like, hey, man, I want to see us progress, but I want to be the face of the movement. So it was kind of interesting to watch that. Another movie that had a black star in it, Quiet Place Day One. I'm big on this franchise. I like this franchise a lot. It changed to me the horror genre because it's hard to make a horror movie without sound. In terms of a lot of screaming and people just making a lot of noise. To me, it was interesting because this woman had cancer. So you're like, oh, this bitch can't. How is this bitch gonna last the whole movie? But then you watch the movie and you see how she was able to kind of finagle her way through the whole entire movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That's a real surprise for me. I might be the only other person that ever saw that movie, but I thought that movie was complete garbage.
I mean, yeah, I know I did see some people say they could have been better, man, but I ain't gonna lie, I like the storyline of it, man, because I didn't think, like, when I saw that she had cancer, I was like, I just became fascinated. How is she gonna make it to the end of the movie with her having cancer and you just know all the stipulations? And more importantly, I was kind of curious, and I don't want to spoil the end if nobody has seen it. I was kind of curious if she does make it to the end. Well, what's the fucking point? Because in this new apocalyptic society, you have cancer. You're not gonna be able to probably live much longer without the proper treatment. And the ending kind of just showed you, oh, okay, cool, that made sense. Another black movie, Piano Lesson. I thought that movie was really good. It came out just like a month ago, but the performances in the movie was very amazing. I was taken aback by the performances. I thought it was really, really good. And I enjoyed the whole storyline. I enjoyed the fact that it touched on slavery. It touched on, like, I guess you could say voodoo in the spiritual realm, you know. So that was a movie that I was like, okay, cool. This is very dope right here. And my last movie, I'll go with Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
I saw the second Beetlejuice this year. I was born in the 90s.
Hold on, so that was a part 2 or that was the 3? I thought the
part
new
2.
one.
This is part 2.
So the one that came out was part 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 3.
Yeah, and I was a fan of the first movie. I was a fan of the cartoon series. I was kind of curious, how are they going to create a storyline? And for me, being an adult, you know, watching a lot of movies, I'd be more fascinated in, like, okay, how are you going to write the script to make it make sense? And when you watch the movie, it made sense how they brought Beetlejuice back. It made sense, you know, because the first one kind of ended like they trapped him and everything. So it kind of just seemed like they was done with the nigga. But in this one, it kind of explained they needed him, so they had to get him back. So it's like he basically became a service to them, And then he basically tried to do what he did in the first movie and fucked them over again.
Yeah, but don't tell it the whole story. But the first,
I mean, that's just the plot. That's just the plot.
Yeah, it's a spoiler alert.
You know. So that was interesting.
Because they brought everybody back. That's what I liked about Beetlejuice. They brought everybody back for the first one.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Spotify wise, my songs of the year, my number one song, and I wasn't even surprised. It was "I Didn't Go" by Jordan Lucas. It had, and even though that's Jordan Lucas' song, my favorite verse on the song is DMX. I just feel like if you just really into music, if you believe in the heart and soul of what these artists are saying, I don't know if there's another artist that's ever rapped where you felt every word they were saying. And even in DMX passing, when you listen to that verse, everything he's saying in that verse, I could feel it in my heart. Like, yo, this nigga really meant everything.
You know, artists that'll be good and blow that out the water, and you be like, damn, I never thought of it before. Stevie Wonder.
Well, that's why I said rap.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder. Yeah. It's so crazy when I listen to Stevie. I can see what he's saying. That shit, it's like, I feel you, bro.
And then my next couple songs was Yes by Music Soul Child, P31 by Rich and Famous. He's a Christian rapper mostly. Levels by Big X the Plug. I heard that song early this year. I really rode, with that song a lot. And then Need a Favor by Jelly Roll. I heard that song. That song was really dope to me, what he was saying in the song. My artist of the year, Jordan Lucas was my number one artist of the year because he dropped his album this year, and that album to me was a 10 out of 10. I listened to so many songs on that album just constantly on repeat. I was listening to at least a song on the album like at least every 2 days. Logic, was another artist. That was my top 5. Jelly Roll, because he dropped the album this year, and I basically rode to it a lot. I'm listening to it a lot, as well as he was on a lot of features on rappers and other people's stuff. Eminem, he dropped the album this year. I listened to that album.
For real?
Oh yeah. I listened to that album over and over. It was The Death of Slim Shady. The album was so unique because me and my brother TK was talking about it. When you listen to it from start to finish, and it's just the genius in his music, which if you like that, then it's cool. When you listen to it from start to finish, you can hear in each song, okay, you got Marshall killing off Slim Shady. But then when you listen to it backwards, and when I say backwards, I just mean listen to the last song to the first song, you hear Slim Shady killing Marshall. Like it was just one of those pieces of work. If you believe art rap is an art form, not just music, it's art.
Yes.
It was a piece of art to me that was just very dope how he did it. Because it's like it reminded me when Nas made the song Rewind. He rapped the verse backwards, then the next verse was him rapping that verse the other way, and it made sense. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has that ability or that gift. Mm-hmm. And then the last rapper, and it was a rapper that you had, Juice Man, was Big X the Plug. Only thing about him that I did not like was I hate the fact that most of his songs is like 2 minutes long. I wish he had longer songs.
He's a young blood. That's how they do it. The young bloods do 2 minute songs, bro.
His music really, really spoke to me this year, man. I listened to his album or his little EP that he dropped a month or two ago. And I found some of his other music throughout Spotify throughout the year, man. His music is very dope. Another thing he likes to do, he likes to use a lot of samples.
Yeah, he does a lot of samples.
But the way he uses the samples, even though he raps about the stuff he raps about, the samples, like it doesn't fuck like the what he raps about goes with
Texas,
the samples
baby. It's Texas, baby. You know how they do it in Texas, baby.
So yeah, that was
we visited. You've been there.
So that was my list right there.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the shows and the movies. So not in no particular order, but some of the shows that I watched this year that stuck out to me was The Penguin. It was a good show. It was a good show. Agatha all along. That was a really good show. Solo was a good show. It's not over yet, but they brought it back for the second season. So that's I'm into that right now. Some of the movies that I liked this year was Dune 2, Beverly Hills Cop.
You said Doom 2?
Beverly Hills Cop. I'm like you. Beetlejuice. That was on my list too. And a movie I actually just saw it today, but the movie wasn't that good to me. But the meaning of the movie was far better than the 666. I mean the 6888.
That shit was
the movie sucked, but I said the movie sucked, but the
meaning behind the movie was dope.
Yeah. And
what could they have done better? What do you think they could have done better for that?
I cast Kerry Washington in the lead role.
What? Nigga, I'm about to bust you in your goddamn mouth. Yeah. Big man. Because I ain't never called you fat, so big man. I'm about to... Nigga.
Saying, you could have did a lot better than Kerry Washington.
I love Kerry. Man, come on, man.
She made a lot of ugly faces in it. She tried.
She tried to make ugly faces. She's so fine.
Hell no, she made ugly faces in it. She tried. I mean, she tried to play the part, but yeah. But it's just the meaning behind it, the meaning the meaning behind the movie and the things like
that shit was
knowing that that they renamed Fort Lee in Virginia after two black
I didn't know that.
They named after Greg Adams. Greg was one of the mans in the army. But Adams was the lead, was Kerry Washington. And then Fort Lee is named after them now. They changed it from, and just to know that and knowing that some of the people were still, I think it's like 5 or 6 of them, the women are still alive right now.
Yeah.
It's just, that made me to watch it to the end because the movie was, it was points in the movie. It was points in the movie that were good, that made me laugh and things like that. But I think that I just think it could have been better. But it was. I feel it because I learned something by watching it.
Yeah,
so I learned something. Yeah, and going to music. My top 5 artists were number 1 Future, number 2 Metro Boomin, number 3 Keith Sweat, number 4 Mary J. Blige, number 5 was Michael Jackson. Future and Metro Boomin is funny because
you said 5 Michael Jackson.
Yeah, so
it's just the order.
No, this is
I'm
top.
trying to figure out
he ain't saying.
No. I want to figure out how Michael Jackson on his list.
That's what he listened to this year.
For real?
Because you don't have to necessarily. Last year I had artists like Michael Jackson, R. Kelly on my list, so it doesn't have to be they had to drop something this year. It's just sometimes you listen to older music.
I know, but I'm saying I was name a Michael Jackson song because he don't look like a Michael Jackson type of dude.
Michael Jackson is the greatest artist of all time, nigga.
But still, he don't look like a
arguable. Great point, but arguable. But continue.
Oh. So you saying Prince? What the fuck you talking about? No,
I didn't say that either.
I asked Rose.
You don't have to ask me any questions if you let me finish my rundown.
You said number 5, Michael Jackson.
Yes.
And I said, how is that fucking possible?
Yeah, but like I said, if you let me finish my rundown, you wouldn't even have to ask me any kind of questions.
Okay, let me hear it.
Yeah, so those are my top 5 artists. My top 5 songs. Number 1 was Remember the Time by Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Number 2 was Feels Good by Tony. Number 3 was Return of the Mac. Number 4 was Come and Talk to Me by Jodeci. Number 5 was Twisted. As
Twisted
far
by
as
who? That's
Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat. Okay.
So my albums, number 1 was We Still Don't Trust You.
Who's that by?
By Future and Metro Boomin.
Okay.
So when we go back to my artists, Future and Metro Boomin,
1 and 2.
They was 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then my number 2 album was We Still Don't Trust You. Number 2 was We Don't Trust You. So for them to have the albums together, so that's what made 1 and 2.
Right. That boosted up Metro Boomin.
Yeah, that boosted up Metro Boomin to number 2. My number 3 album was Mixtape Pluto. My number 4 album was Ghetto Green, and my number 5 was Float to London by K-Camp.
Yeah, I know who Ghetto Green is. Don't say nothing, Ryan. Ghetto Green. Ghetto Green.
No idea.
Is it Project Pat?
Yeah, Project Pat.
All right.
So,
and who is Project Pat? He's the artist that has the most features.
So as far as these some of the old school artists and things like that, because my genre of the year was contemporary R&B, and I know
Who that consists of?
Michael Jackson, Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown, all 80s, 90s R&B, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I listen to when I'm riding. So that's how I know that those were. That's how I could see why they were so high on my list, because I listen to most of that when I'm riding. So, but Metro Boomin, he surprised me being number 2. But since him and Future had the album together, it boosted him up to the number 2 artist on my list. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. My song of the year was, I already said that. The song of the year was "Remember the Time" by Michael Jackson. I listened to that 33 times this year, so that's the song of the year.
It?
Yeah, so
that's a lot, nigga.
33 times out of 365 ain't a lot, bro.
Man, I listened to I Didn't Go like 102. Like it just depends on, like, 33 is a lot for one song, because you gotta be in the mood to listen to that song. And it depends on how you listen to music.
No, you don't. I put it like this. I done seen a video more than 33 times this year.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, so as much music I have on my phone, but yeah, I listened to that song 33 times. I was like, dog, I listened to that song 33 times. Okay, but yeah, that was my wrap up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to final thoughts. Any final thoughts, Juice Man?
Nada.
See the C's.
Finish off these bowl games, man. Hey, it's the first college playoffs. Let's see how it plays out. NFL Super Bowl coming up. 2024 has been a ride, man. Let's always make the next year better.
Vertizen.
Hey man, shout out to the movie One Love by Bob Marley, man. That was a great movie, man. Like I said, man, if you're black, if you're African American, take some time. It's 365 days in a year. Watch some movies about some great, historical figures in the black community. Watch some movies about some movements, some moments in the black community, to remind yourself of what we've been through, what we're still going through, and stuff like that. We just lost a black legend today. We lost so many black legends. We lost Greg Gumbel, the brother of Brian Gumbel. And for those who watch the NFL on CBS, he was the voice of that for so long, the first African American to call a major sporting event. He called the Super Bowl, I'm going to say 2001, 2002. So, like, just remember, man, like, when you hear stuff like that, like, someone who made history in the early 2000s, 2024, that's just a little over 20 years ago. And you see someone like, Kamala Harris doing the stuff she's doing, making history. Like, yeah, man, we've been through a lot. We made a long way, but we have so much more to go as a community. Because in 2024, people are still making history. And black people have been part of this nation for so long that we should be past that. But that should let you know how long we've been held down, how long we've been oppressed. So please do not be one of these coons. Be for your people, man. Be for your people. In the words of Ed and Rakim, peace.
Yeah, so my final thoughts was kind of sort of like what you saying. Like, this year I learned that some people are just people, like, in your life. Like, they're just people you just see every day. Like, but check on your people, you know what I'm saying? And then also when somebody is telling you who they are, like, and you seeing them, they're telling you, like, and it's like, oh, they just must be having a bad day or something, or whatever. But nah, believe them when they telling you who they are. Like, this year also proved like Colin Harris was running for president, and there was so many coons and Trump men talking like, oh yeah, this and this and that. It's like, and I have so many burns in my brain of people that I thought I was cool with. It's saying, like,
Mr. Rose, can I cut in real quick?
Go ahead.
I have a daughter, a black daughter. So of course I voted for Harris because I want to be able to tell my daughter, you can be anything you want to be, baby.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That simple. It was that simple.
It was that simple for
I
me
didn't give
too.
a damn about nothing, her politics or nothing. I still voted for this chick just because I have a Nubian queen, princess, daughter, and I was like, yo, baby, I want you to shoot for the stars also.
Yes.
That's simple.
That simple at all. You spoke on that, and that was one reason. Like, if you do have a, you know what I'm saying, a black daughter or a wife or something like that, or a girlfriend, like
sister,
mother,
homegirl, whatever,
and like, and for some of the people that I know or are in interactions with, saying,
associate with,
yeah, that to come out and say they voted for Donald Trump, and it's like I can't.
Y'all niggas made me vote because I wasn't voting at first.
Yes, because that was our job. That was our civil duty. Yeah. But it's like, but then people. I don't want to get on the soapbox, but help me out, Vertiz. It's like,
yeah, it was frustrating, man. Because to what Juice Man said, man. When I said watch all this stuff, man. When you see the stories of black people who walked 5 miles to go vote, like I could tell you a story. My grandma basically walking to go vote all the time. And because her mom made her go vote, and like literally for 5 years they was denied because they was asked silly ass questions. The questions that you hear about in the textbooks about how many blades of grass and all this stuff, that happened. So like when we as black people think it's okay not to vote, that's disrespectful to people who died. People who died, people who fought for that right for us to vote. And then when you decide to go vote and vote against your own people, even if you made it in a situation where you and your family making $250,000 a year, remember, you stood on the shoulders of black people before you. It's your civil duty to make sure all of this is good. Because just because you made it, a lot of us are still where we at because of the fact that we're black and stuff like that. So it is frustrating when you hear some black people say, I'm a Trump man. Or some black people say, I'm not going to vote, because it doesn't matter. When you have a black woman who's trying to make change, a black woman who says, I'm going to install policies for black people, as well as to what you just said, Juice Man, this is someone that's going to basically motivate other black people to be like, you know what? For so many years in this country, I was told I was less than because I was a woman, and because not just I was a woman, I was a black woman. And now you have an opportunity to show every black little girl in this country, you know what? If you work hard enough, if you do the right things, if you live your life and glorify God, you can make it to anywhere in this country. You can start off in the slums of the ghetto, and you can work your way to the White House. And that's what hurt me even more, is because Kamala came from a single-parent household and worked her way up through the ranks. And for us as Americans to feel like that wasn't enough, and then we wanted to elect somebody who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, found for bankruptcy multiple times, and had 33, 36 federal indictments, and was saying all the stuff about racial apathies, as well as, you know, stuff about
an automatic win.
That shit was, you know, sad right there.
That should have been an automatic win.
Yeah, it was sad, and for people to it just, I don't even know, man. It just hurts my soul just to think about, like, dog, you really said that out your mouth to me? Like, if you really felt that way, you should have kept that to yourself. But
especially when you're taking money from black people.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? And you coming off all and you claim to be who you claim to be and all this other stuff. Like, man, y'all, I just think our people, we need to do better, and we need to be held accountable for certain things. We talked about calling your friends out and things like that. It's a certain place and time for that sort of thing too. But I think that's necessary too. I think we should be able to have conversations and hard conversations with each other and family members and friends and associates to come into a agreement and be able to disagree agree to disagree,
agree to not disagree,
and other things. And it just this year it just taught me a lot as a person, and I appreciate all my brothers, you know what I'm saying, my podcast brothers and everything else, family, friends, and everything. You know what I'm saying? 2024 is over, but we're moving on to a better year. 2025 is gonna be bigger and better things. Soon Soon everybody keep asking us, we gonna be on film. We gonna be on film soon. As soon as y'all start supporting us like y'all supposed to support us and start paying us like y'all supposed to pay us, and we'll get on film.
Hit the like and subscribe.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
Comment, shit. We will reply. Comment.
Yeah. Comment.
YouTube.
Comment, like, Instagram. Subscribe. We on Spotify.
TikTok.
We on YouTube. We got a TikTok page. We got an Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? Holla at us. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear us talk about something, holla at us. If you want to come and talk and spill your point, come through. It don't change. The time don't change. The day don't change. It might change every now and then, but we here. We're here. We need all our brothers and our sisters to support us. So everybody can talk about how the podcast doing. When the last episode you listened to?
Amen.
So man, y'all can catch us at the next light, man. I'm in traffic. And I'm back quiet.
Peace.